Welcome, everybody, to the Next Experience Academy. This is session 22, What's New in Xanadu for Experiences. My name is Maria Gabriela Wechter. I am a Senior Outbound Product Manager on the Agent Experiences team, and I am joined today by my awesome coworker, Samyukta. She's also an Outbound Product Manager. Okay, barely. Awesome. Yeah. Good to know, guys. Thank you. So today's Academy, just some quick housekeeping for us today. Please use the Q&A for questions. It helps me gather up the questions to post after the session. Use the chat for comments, again, in Q&A for questions. And yes, Dunstan, we are recording this, and the slides, video, and Q&A will be made available at a later time for you guys. I hope to have a quick turnaround with this one. It just ends up depending on how busy my Friday ends up being. But yes, this is going to get recorded. And if you remember, you signed up for this using a link to a community post. On that community post, I'm going to have all of the events listed, and there's going to be a link to the event for this webinar that you can grab the recording from. It'll also be posted on the ServiceNow community YouTube channel. We have a Next Experience Academy playlist that you can check it out, and you can get links to this from our Center of Excellence, which is right there in the chat. So these sessions are for you. Please ask questions, interact. This isn't meant to be just a presentation. I'll be in the product configuring live, and we will be back soon. Our next session is September 18th, again at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we will be talking about UI Builder in Workspaces and what's new in those. So next session is going to be about UI Builder in Workspaces and what's new in Xanadu. Let's get started. We are outbound product managers, which means that we may sometimes say forward-looking statements. This presentation may contain forward-looking statements, which means that you shouldn't make any purchasing decisions based off of any forward-looking statements we make. But we should mostly be talking about what's new in Xanadu today, so we should be good. Our goals for today, we're going to be going over agent chat, sidebar, theming and theme builder, and then we're going to do a demo. But first, we're going to get started with agent chat.
So what we have released for Xanadu for agent chat, as you all know, we have released chat summarization in the past releases. Now we made some improvements for the chat summarization. With that, in the chat summarization and the console settings, you can define how you want to show this chat summarization to your agents. Let's say for some users, you want the chat summarization quick action, and for some users, sorry, when I say users, it's agents. So for some agents, you doesn't want the chat summarization to be available. So those changes now it can be done by setting your configurations and the define availability. You can do it on the skills that's always available, or you can customize the skills. I'm going to do a demo after agent chat slides to show how this experience looks like with this condition setup. And then when a live agent transfers to another live agent while interacting in real with the requester. So now with the chat summarization, the next live agent who joins into the interaction can see the chat summarization and understand what has been done between the previous agent and the requester so that they can start helping requester from then on. So here is in a demo how this chat summarization works. In the chat summarization settings page where I'm defined the triggers. So here I have activated all the triggers for chat summarization. And then I'm going to define availability. So in this define availability, this is a new capability for Xanadu. So you can click on skill is always available, or you can just customize it and add your conditions. So here I have added a simple condition. Number is the interaction record, because my next record that's getting created is 212. So I have added that to simplify this demo. And then I'm not making any other changes. So now I'm going to have two agents. So one agent is an admin. Let's say this agent speaks English and reads English. So I have one agent. And then I'm taking another agent who logs in with the German language. His name is David Lowe. And now here is a requester went to our portal and started chatting using our Now support and trying to connect to a live agent. So David Lowe received the request and he accepts the chat. Now he is starting interacting with requester. So now, since I have already activated my chat summarization, whenever a chat comes from any portal service or any other locations to an agent into their inbox, it will automatically provide the chat summarization to the agent to understand what's going on. Now, in this case, the requester has requested David Liu for an help, which he can't do, so he have assigned to another agent who can help faster. Now, if you see here, when David Liu assigned to admin agent, immediately there is a chat summarization displayed. And admin can also go and use chat summarization quick action to again get the summary of what's being done. Now, I'm going back to my chat summary settings. Now, what I do is, since my interaction record is 212, I'll just change that to the condition my number is not 212. So let's see what this does. I have saved my settings. Now I'm going back to the agent workspace. Now the agent who was using chat summarization, he can't able to generate the chat summarization, because if you see this interaction, that is IM as 0000212, and based on our setting, it is not. So I'm going back to define availability and changing back the number is IM as 212. And now the agent is able to use a quick action, summarize, and now the chat summary works. This is how you can control how you want your agents to use, who can use the chat summary, and from what all the different locations the chat summary can be used. Like, let's say here what I do is I have activated chat summarization for short description and chat summary. Let's say if the requester closed the chat in his portal, or even the agent in their workspace clicks on end chat, I want the chat summary automatically create a short description and this chat summary. With this, it saves time for the agent to not manually enter the description or the chat summary. So now in this, what I'm doing is the chat is being reassigned back to David Lowe. And now I'm going back to the portal. Here, the requester has ended the chat. Now for David Lowe, this conversation is closed from the requester. And if you see here, the short description and chat summary has automatically got populated, and the conversation is also ended in the chat bot.
And Samyukta, we had a quick question in the Q&A. Does chat summarization require Now Assist?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And we have another capability that we have released in Xanadu, which is chat reply recommendations. This also helps the agents to quickly get the reply recommendations, which saves their time and no more manual typing. If there is a similar set of context already available, the ML will pick all those based on any KB articles or a similar chat history or any of the context happened on the conversation. It will bring a reply recommendation text for the agent. So for this, the agent can just use a quick action, write with Now Assist. Even for this feature, you don't need Now Assist. So when the agent clicks on Write with Now Assist, it will pop up a window with the predefined reply recommendation. And let's say if the agent wants elaborated one, they can select the elaborated one, or if they feel that they want it simple and shorter, they can click on the short and reduce the reply recommendation and send it to the requester. And as it's using the ML behind, so it's bringing the information based on the past information. Let's say, for example, the most common request that comes from the requester says, hey, my laptop is broken and I want my laptop to be shipped to my address. How soon it can be shipped? Based on the previous conversations or your company policies, it takes 5 to 7 days. And since the requester wants this laptop as soon as possible or within 2 to 3 days, so based on that, agent is making this high priority. And when agent choose this reply recommendation, they can also make changes to the text. They can add, delete. Like for example, if it is 5 to 7 is the standard time period, they can change to 2 to 3 days and then send it to requester. And before I go to sidebar, I would like to take any questions for agent chat.
Can the chat summarization length also be set up?
Yes.
Awesome. So I think you're good to go.
Okay, so let's see what's been released for Sidebar. So in Xanadu, we have added chat summarization and sidebar discussions. Now your agents, when they're discussing with other agents and subject matter experts within their instances using sidebar discussions, agent can use a quick action summarize to get the summary of the discussion that's already been happened before the agent has joined, or in between when our agent wants to know what's been discussed in the past, they can just use this quick action and get the chat summary. So here the chat summary is visible only to that particular agent who is requesting, and the information the agent sees in the summary, it's only visible to the agent and it's not shared with other participants within the discussions.
And just to answer a question that we've been getting in the Q&A, you are not able to access any generative AI features through your PDIs. If you'd like to try out these features, we recommend you reach out to your account team for more information.
As many of you are aware, Sidebar was active out of the box on task-based records till the previous release. Now in this release, we have also provided the option to activate on non-task-based record. This is available in the Sidebar settings where you have to remove the activation for record types if you want it for non-task-based record. A common question that I hear from customers who wants to set up Sidebar on their custom tables or the non-task based tables. We have product documentations available, how you can configure manually getting the sidebar discussion button added on those non-task based records. Now that pain and time can be reduced just using this particular setting and have the sidebar activated on your non-task based records. Notify user groups. Let's say you have added individual users or the groups into the sidebar discussions. For example, like there is a major incident and you want to keep your leadership aware or the subject matter experts be aware or the stakeholders be aware. So it's no more a manual step. You can pick the participants and the groups to whom you want to send these notifications. So when those are selected, automatically notifications will be sending to those users. Add groups to discussions. In the past, you were only able to add individual participants, selecting those agents or even activating the participant suggestions and adding them into your participants list. Now you can actually create a group with a list of participants in it and have that group added into your discussions. So when the individuals and the groups been added into the sidebar discussions, we are also showing in a message who has joined from that group. Let's say you have 10 agents in hardware group and one of the agent have joined into the sidebar discussion. So it shows that hardware group is joined. It doesn't look for all the 10 participants in the group has to join into this discussion, knowingly that one of them is good enough. If none joined from the group, it also shows that no one joined from the group. So the best example is on-call members of agent chat groups. If there is any question comes while during the on-call, the agents need help from other agents, they can simply look for the agents who are available in the on-call and have them added to help them faster to resolve the issues. And also, if you want to see who are those participants under the groups, we have added that option in the discuss info. All you need to do is go to the discuss info, look for the participants, change to hardware group. The minute you click on hardware group, it will show all the list of participants who are in the hardware group. And we have a dynamic switching between expert finder services. In the past, we have provided out-of-the-box query on suggesting the participants. We made it simplified and also a good control be given to customers who specifically want to show a list of participants for a specific set of tables. They can use this script and add the table and also from which path it's coming, whether it is coming from a portal or it's coming from the workspace, like where this particular table is being opened. Based on that, which agents that they want to show as in a participants. I'm going to show a demo right now how this particular configuration works and helps. So here I went to extension point. That's a participant solutions extension point. So we have a script that's a default comes out of the box. You can use the script and then add the table and document and the path how you want. So here, what I have done is I have just changed and the script and selected the table as incident and the path as SOW, since I'm going to show the demo in SOW workspace. Based on those combinations, incident which is open in ServiceNow SOW, I want two agents to show as a suggested participants, which is Beth and Fred. So I have provided the agents and their user IDs here. And now I'm going to workspace, SOW. And let's say here I open an incident and a problem. So I'll go to the incident first. So when I go to the incident and click on sidebar discussion, I created a new discussion and you see that Beth and Fred are the only two participants who are available for the incident because I choose the table and I added only those two agents. Now I'm going to the problem. Now I'm creating another sidebar discussion for the problem, but you don't see any agents here because I have not added that condition in my script to suggest the agents for the problem table. So likewise, you can define for which tables you want the sidebar participants suggestions be available. You can also define the groups if you have. You can also define your team, like Microsoft Teams groups as well. Let's say you want to have multiple conditions. So this is a place extension point. So you can add different configurations here, but make sure you always follow the order, which one you want to trigger first. Because the order, like if it is 100 and then 200, 100 triggers first, and then it looks for the 200 conditions to show the results.
Wow, that's actually super cool that you can script it to such a granular point. And I really love that there's that in-script documentation there that gives you a bunch of parameters and information. That's really cool. Samyukta, is setting up sidebar conversations on non-task-based records, is that in Washington or only in Xanadu?
It's in Xanadu. For Washington, you still have to follow the manual steps as per the documentation available in product docs, activating manually the sidebar discussion.
Thank you. And all these capabilities you talked about, these are specific to the platform agent chat. Like they wouldn't work if the primary chat interface is via Teams integration, right?
Can you repeat that again?
Just asking Blaze's question that these capabilities you talked about are specific to the platform and they wouldn't be available if the chat interface is via Teams integration?
Yes, these are all within the ServiceNow.
Thank you. So I think we're good to move on to Sidebar. And any questions that are still in the Q&A will get answered once I start my side of the presentation and Samyukta can go into the Q&A. So don't worry, your questions will be answered. If we don't get to your question during the presentation, keep an eye out for the community post of this event, and I'll be posting the Q&A there when I post the video.
Yeah, I'll talk about Sidebar on mobile. This is another feature we have released in Xanadu. So now Sidebar is available on mobile. So you can go ahead and follow our product documentations to activate this configuration on your mobile device. So agents can open Sidebar from two different locations. So this slide talks about opening from navigation. So it's available in the navigation. So when agents or any users clicks on this sidebar, it will show all the discussions that they've been involved in all tab. And if there is any unread discussions in unread, and if they have been mentioned in any discussions to join, so they'll be shown in the mentions, and anything user has favorite, so that shows in the favorite for them to access later. So now in this one, they can click on any of these discussions and start interacting with the participants. But one thing is, from the navigation, we call it as a global summary. So agents cannot create a new sidebar discussion. This is more like their global summary. What are the list of discussions that's been assigned to them and where they've been involved. They can add, delete messages, and also add messages to the activity streams. I'll show those in the demo after the next slide. And here is a slide that talks about how to open a sidebar from a record. Let's say there's a work order and the agent goes and want to start a sidebar discussion. Now they will see the sidebar icon on the top right side. They'll click on it and they can start a new sidebar discussion here. Or if there is already existing discussion, they can also see the list of all those existing discussions so that they can ask the question if it is already been discussed in the past. If not, they can always open a new discussion and create the discussion into an open record. Whenever the agent clicks on the open records, it will go back to the record and opens that work order for the agents to see that what's all being done and for other informations. Let's see in a demo how this experience looks like. So I'm on a mobile and here is the work order. Let's say I'm an agent. I'm clicking on sidebar icon on the top. That takes me to the sidebar record summary page. And here if there are already discussions, so it just showed those past existing discussions. I can click on them and continue my discussion, posting my questions here. If not, I want to open a new discussion. I can go ahead and create a new discussion. Auto picks the subject name, and then I can add the participants. You can also activate the participant sessions for the mobile as well. So that reflects. And then in this new discussion, so I can start my discussions, adding with other participants, deleting other participants. So whatever you've been doing in the web, you can also do that in the mobile. The only difference is the pages that looks in mobile is a bit different, but it's easy and the experience in mobile is quite handy for the agents to see everything within the mobile. Like when I clicked on the open record, it brought me to work order record. And when I click on sidebar icon, it's taking me back to show all the discussions that's available on that record. So in this messages, I can attach files. I'm attaching a file here. Then you can send pictures of files and share with your participants. You can also share the emojis, and there's quick actions activated as well. So you can use the quick actions. So any file or picture you want to, any file that you want to post to activity stream, you can do that as well in the mobile. So here, your other message, like even the test message, I'm just posting to the activity stream. So now to see my activity stream, I can just click on the open record. For every record in the mobile, you will see activity as a new tab there, a separate tab there. So just click on that activity and you will see everything that's been posted within this, for this record into the activity. So as you see here, the picture is being added and also the message test is also being added into the activity log, which is being added recently. That will show up in the beginning. You can also delete any of the messages that you feel it's not relevant to show in the activity. You can do that. You can make changes. And even from activity, you can open the discussion, because every activity for that, every record, you'll always see a open discussion button. So just click on it. It will take you back to the record. This is like whenever an agent forgets, like from where they can start looking for the sidebar discussions, they can easily find from their records and also from the sidebar icons on the top to start from the sidebar menu, or even clicking from the navigation to find those discussions. So whatever I have showed here, this is on the record. Now I want to talk about how the sidebar can be opened from the navigation. I'm just going back. Now here on the navigation menu, I have the sidebar. So I'll just click on the sidebar. Let's say I started my day and I just want to see what's all being discussed, where I am involved, what's going on, my favorite discussions. So I can just go to this global summary menu and find out all those informations, like all tab, unread, mentions, favorites. And when we click on any of these discussions, we can always go to that particular record and see that what's been updated and what's been added into the activity. If there are any unread messages and I want to get involved into those discussions, I can just go to unread tab and pick those discussions and start working on it. Let's say, for example, if there is a group being added, maybe one of the agents from the group is already active in those discussions and I don't need to add anything. Or let's say I feel like, okay, I have some time, maybe I can add some information here. I can also do that going to those discussions by sending my messages.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Samyukta. A quick question from the Q&A. Are any of these features like sidebar, chat summarization available on non-ITSM workspaces?
Yes, it's available in other workspaces as well. You can talk to your solution consultants who can help you to provide all those details. Or you can even go through our product documentations, which all the workspaces that we'll be supporting.
Awesome. Thank you. And feel free to keep on sending questions in the Q&A. Samyukta is going to take over answering them while I start talking about theming and theme builder. So we actually have had a lot of awesome changes, a really, really big change happening in theming in Xanadu. So first, I want to just quickly explain to everybody, just to make sure we're all on the same page here, how the data model for themes works. And we're going to briefly look at how they used to work and how they work now as of Xanadu. So the way that Next Experience themes work is we have a main theme record on the SysUX theme table, where here you can see that the theme we're looking at is Polaris. And this theme is made up of multiple different SysUX style records, which here you can see we have colors, fonts, shape and form, imagery, and dark, which these are all SysUX styles. And this is what they look like as part of the Polaris theme record. You can see them all under the compositional app theme tab. You can see that that order field there that order field controls the order in which the colors there are applied. So if you have multiple style records that have the same theming hooks, they're going to override each other according to the applicability in the order that you set there. And then there's the type. We have core and variant. Variant styles were used to override the core style records they're associated with, and we used them to enable a feature called alternate color palettes, which if you remember back in UI 16, core UI, you had lime, you had all these different color themes. That's how we, in the past, enabled you to have different colored themes. You could have one main theme active, and then you would have an alternate color palette and a variant, and they would all display like this in your user preferences. What we have done now is we've actually enabled the ability for you to publish multiple theme records, and each can have any number of alternate color palettes. The alternate color palettes and the variants are now going to be displaying like these little circles at the bottom of each theme. And here you can see that I have 3 different themes enabled, and they each have a different number of alternate color palettes. And I'll be showing you guys how that works in more detail here soon. Oh no, what happened to my slide? Well, that's unfortunate. So Theme Builder is the best way to manage what themes are available for your end users. And the screenshots are meant to show you what that looks like. There's 2 new views in Theme Builder. And if you're not familiar with Theme Builder is a store application that came out in the Utah version. You can install it for free from the store, going to your application manager by going to the All menu and clicking on Plugins. And you're able to use it to create new themes and manage the themes on your instance. Currently, it cannot manage the order of your themes. So I'll go into some more detail here on how multiple theme management works in the background. Just keep that in mind. The theme groups that you're able to create now through Theme Builder allow you the ability to maintain the primary theme record as well as any alternate theme records, as you can see on the screenshot in the bottom center there. Behind the scenes, Theme Builder is actually managing records on the M2 app theme table. Now, a lot of you may be familiar. We currently have a system property that manages the theme record for the instance, and it's the Glide UI Polaris theme custom property. Now, that property will only be considered moving forward as of Xanadu if the M2M app theme table is empty. If you don't have Theme Builder for one reason or another, you want to maintain and manage them, you're going to have to manage them using this table and creating M2M records on this table. That's why I just strongly recommend you check out Theme Builder, download it, and manage it there. Currently, like I said, Theme Builder does not have a way to set the order of the themes, where we have that on the roadmap. We've taken that as feedback. So this order field that you see here is what will actually control what order your themes display for your end users in the user preferences screenshot, which is down here in the bottom left corner. So now we have true multi-theme management in ServiceNow, and I am super excited for it. Now, great question, Stefan. You know what? I'll answer it even though it's not in the Q&A. I got you. Do Theme Builder themes work with portals like Employee Portal? No. So Theme Builder themes only work for seismic or next experiences, mostly theming the instance, the back end of the instance that you see. Employee Portal and other service portals are based on Angular technology. not our new JavaScript React-like tech stack. So those have a completely different theming setup. Tillman had a great question in the Q&A. Does Theme Builder require a separate license? And no, Theme Builder is free, available for anybody to use as long as you're at least on Utah. And I highly encourage you to download it. It's only getting better and better with each release. And I'm about to show you guys something that I have been asked for a long time: dark themes. So finally, we have a new beta feature as of Xanadu Store Release 1, where you can create a custom dark theme for your Theme Builder theme. Oh, Matt, you already know I've made a Comic Sans theme. So Theme Builder now enables the creation of custom dark themes. You can choose a base palette when creating a new alternate color palette, and you can start with a light or a dark theme. Something else that's super cool is we've got themable illustrations now. You can see we have 2 different versions of images here, and there are actually 12 images that we've created, 12 SVGs that are themable, and they're the ones on the bottom. I'll talk about the one up top here in a second. Basically, the way that it works is currently when you created a new Theme Builder theme, you would still see the old Polaris empty state images, which would be purple. They would have astronauts on them, and a lot of customers asked us if they could change them. So we listened to customer feedback and we've created this. Now, it is going to depend on the adoption on a per workspace and per component level on when they start adopting our new agnostic imagery, but you are able to have these aligned to your theme colors more easily. There's also another really cool thing here. The imagery UX style record comes back. So what I have pictured here is an example of the Polaris imagery theme. So now you remember how I said there were 12 images that are used in empty state illustrations. And what I mean by that is when you have a data visualization or when you have a list that doesn't have any data on it or it's not displaying anything, it'll have a little drawing on there to show you it's empty. So that's what I mean by empty state illustrations. And the empty state images can actually be replaced on a per theme basis. So you see we've got 3 versions of each of the 12 images, small, medium, large. And the Polaris theme actually goes in and replaces those with its own images. So for anywhere that you would see the attachment medium or attachment large, you can see in the JSON that it's actually being mapped to a different image. And you can do this yourself with your own custom images. And if you make sure that your custom image is an SVG that uses our theming hooks, you can make it also be themable. And if you want, you are able to download the SVGs of our themable images off of your instance and inspect them and be able to see what theming hooks we use for them. I'll also be getting out some documentation on what theming hooks are used if you want to be more specific in how your images are themed. But we've given you guys a lot of freedom and a lot of space to do awesome stuff with here. So you can, if you like the empty state images, you can keep them. If you don't like them and you want to replace them, using the Polaris themes imagery record can be used as a template. Just copy and paste it, and you'll be able to use it to add in your own images. And along with that, we have the custom illustration and illustration components. Now, this kind of goes into UI Builder, but this is a great example. You can see in the top screenshot, that's what add attachment looks like for the Polaris theme. And in the bottom, that's what add attachment looks like for an agnostic themable image. The custom illustration component allows our workspaces, our teams, and you to add custom illustrations to the actual pages that you create. And you're able to make them themable as well. So you can replace them with the UX style record that we just talked about. Or you can just adopt the out-of-the-box illustrations like that. And you can use them in your own applications and in your own stuff. So we are going to take a quick look here at questions. Let's see. Does Theme Builder preserve the all-menu transparency as it is in default Polaris? I want to say I don't quite remember off the top of my head. Honestly, I'll have to get back to you on that one. Let's go ahead and get started with our demo. Now we've got about 5-6 minutes left in our time here together. So we might go over a little bit. but that is okay. I just want to show you guys a couple of things here, and I am logging back into my instance, as we always have to do with live demos, of course, of course. So let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so you guys should see my setup now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here to Theme Builder, and it pops open in a new tab. And I want to show you guys, let's go ahead and create a new theme. It's super quick and easy. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to call it Strawberry Milk because I love strawberry milk. And we're going to add some really cute colors. I want it to be pastel pink. And then a secondary color, I want it to be like a strawberry. That's going to look not great, but oh well. Let's keep going. Now you can select the neutral color if you want. We can add more colors to be a part of your theme. We can edit the logo if we want. We can change what font we use. No Comic Sans here, but you can upload your own Comic Sans themes. We can change the corner radius of our elements, and then it gives us a little review of our selection, and we're going to hit create theme. So now we've got our awesome theme. I'm going to go back into the manager now, and I can see that I've got a couple here. I've got milk chocolate theme and Polaris published. So I'm going to unpublish this theme, and it just goes away. And that is in our card view. We've also got a list view if you prefer that setup. And you can see this is a group that has a primary and an alternate color palette. I'm going to go down here to my strawberry milk, and I am going to publish it. And that will make it available to my end users. Diana, that's a great question. Users cannot create their own themes. This is all managed by an administrator. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add an alternate color palette for my strawberry milk theme. It's going to be called Strawberry Milk Group, and I'm going to call this Chocolate Strawberry. And I'm going to select the dark palette. I'm going to create my color palette, and it uses the same font, shape, and logo as the primary theme. It just lets me set different colors as well. So now I can see here, I've got my strawberry milk group, all of my strawberry milk themes, and this little palette icon shows that it's an alternate color palette. You can see here. It also does the same for dark chocolate. So now that I've got that set up, everything should be live. So I'm going to go here to my service operations workspace and check this out. This is a Polaris empty state images. I got no teams created, so it's showing me this image. Now, what we've got here, what we can do here is we're going to go, first I'm going to refresh. It's always a great idea. Then I'm going to click on the user menu up here, go to preferences, theme, and I'm going to select strawberry milk. And I'm going to hit refresh. And as you can see, the image changed to my agnostic image, and it is themed to my theme. So now if I change the theme to milk chocolate, for example, it changes the colors of my theme. So from there, what we're going to do now, let me see if I can find any questions in the chat. So yes, the workspace menu bar here is affected by the theme, but Theme Builder is currently not able to, oh, sorry, I keep doing that. Theme Builder is currently not able to edit these directly. We do have a lot of things coming in on the roadmap concerning editing specific components and specific aspects of the UI, but that one is not currently implemented yet. Let's see, any other questions? Actually, we can see right here, Theme Builder sets the app transparency background to be fully opaque, so it does not preserve the transparency from the Polaris theme. Is sidebar color affected? Let's see if I can pull up a sidebar. I don't have any sidebars configured, but here you can see that this side menu at least does adopt the theming colors. So actually, I think we're gonna end up ending right on time. Let me share my PowerPoint again. If you want to learn more, we have some great resources. We've got the Next Experience community, the Next Experience Center of Excellence. We've got Next Experience and UI Builder courses online as well. Let me get the link to the Next Experience Center of Excellence. That's not a short link, so you guys can paste it if your work blocks stuff for you. Let's see. We've also got the Agent Chat and AWA Sidebar community as well out there. Let me grab the Next Experience Academy list. There you go. We've also got some YouTube playlists. If you want to learn more about UI Builder, development, and things like that, we've got the UI Builder Live playlist. We've got the Next Experience Academy and the Conversational Interfaces Academy playlists on the YouTube channel. And if you're looking for more Academy sessions, here's some short links that you might want to check out. We've got platform, analytics, mobile, AI, conversational interfaces, everything you could imagine. And here is a QR code version of it. Thank you all so very much for watching and hanging out. I hope to see you guys next month on, oh man, I should have this written down. See you on September 18th. Thank you guys very much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. Goodbye.